sandstorms hit the Gulf states, including Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Friday night, the region unexpectedly set in a stifling heat atypical for this time of year, followed by strong winds. He raised clouds of sand and dust into the air, which blocked the sky and reduced visibility to several meters. Dust and sand covered buildings and cars, and entered houses through the joints in the windows. The sandstorm brought a cold front with it. In the capital of Qatar, Doha, the temperature dropped sharply to plus 16 degrees. This weekend, due to the weather, the activity of civil and military aviation was reduced. A source familiar with the situation told RIA Novosti that the Saudi Air Force was cancelled due to a dust storm. The wind-blown sand covers cars and buildings, penetrating into the premises through the joints. Prior to the storm, locals reported stifling heat atypical for this time of year, and urged people not to leave their homes. Allergy sufferers and patients with respiratory diseases are particularly affected. Sand dust obscured the sun, causing everything to turn red and orange. According to the Saudi news agency, the storm covered the northern region of the country, as well as the eastern regions of Mecca and Medina, and headed towards Kuwait and Qatar. Many regions of Saudi Arabia, including the capital, Riyadh, covered with strong sandstorms. A dust storm with gusts of wind appeared in the form of a cloud and within a few minutes grew and covered with a layer of sand visibility within a radius of a kilometer, making it difficult for transport. Schools closed. Visibility remains low. The storm is expected to spread to other regions as well. The causes of dust storms are associated with northwesterly winds. The wind increases when a cyclonic vortex replaces the anticyclone. It is surprising that before the onset of the storm there is a real calm. Rustles and sounds disappear along with the wind. London was flooded by heavy rains. Monthly precipitation fell in a few hours. London in just 3 hours on Sunday was flooded as a result of heavy rains, according to British The Telegraph. The flooding overtook several metro stations, and many drivers were forced to abandon their cars on the highway. In just a few hours, the British capital received a monthly rainfall. Many streets were flooded. Forecasters reported that, on average, about 47 milliliters of precipitation will fall in July for the entire month. However, according to the Met Office, Redbridge, East London, received 51 milliliters of precipitation in just 3 hours. Other parts of southern England were also flooded. In particular, the city of Hoddesdon in Hertfordshire received 50 milliliters of rain in 2 hours. A spokesman for the meteorological office announced that there will be heavy rains on Monday the 26th of July as well, but I don't think there will be anything like what we saw the day before, he said. Streams of water poured into the Pudding Mill Lane Tube Station in Stratford. Kennington Tube Station in the south of the capital and Hackney Wick Station suffered a similar fate. Underpasses at Walthamstow, Kingston and Worcester Park proved impassable. The London Fire Service said Sunday it had received over 300 calls by 4:30 p.m. The police reminded people that their vehicles were not submarines. Quote, Whipps Cross University Hospital in Leytonstone has encouraged patients to go to other emergency departments whenever possible. At Newham University Hospital, there were disruptions to the maternity ward and emergency department.
So like I just wanted to show a few of these. I just show the first two. But as you can tell and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you seeing all this crazy weather happening all across the world. And pretty much, you know, the Lord is visiting the earth, you see. You know, see, it says China, Armada, Belgium, France, Italy, Philippines, Indonesia, Panama. China getting smacked. You know what I'm saying? With floods, and you know, show a couple more.
Typhoon Yingfe hits China after record flooding. In the Chinese city of Shanghai and neighboring coastal areas, all flights have been canceled, subway trains have been suspended, and factories have been closed. A typhoon struck in the Putuo area of Zhoushan, a major port in Zhejiang province on the east coast of China, CNN reported. The typhoon began while central China is still recovering from a record flood that killed at least 58 people, cut electricity, and displaced more than 1 million people. We will make every effort to ensure the safety of people's lives and property, and we will do our best to minimize the damage caused by natural disasters, said Yuan Jiajia, secretary of the Communist Party of Zhejiang province. The China Meteorological Office previously reported that the typhoon was moving at a speed of 15 kilometers per hour. According to the management, the wind speed in Yingfe reached 38 meters per second. This is approximately 137 kilometers per hour. The typhoon is to travel north along the Zhejiang coast, bypass Shanghai, and reach northeastern Jiangsu province in the evening. The Zhejiang Provincial Emergency Management Board raised its typhoon response rate to its highest on Saturday, closing schools and markets and suspending traffic. In the cities of Shanghai, home to about 26 million people, and Hangzhou in the south, flights were canceled, and train traffic was also stopped. Shanghai and Hangzhou authorities have warned residents that subway trains will be suspended. Flooding in the central Chinese city of Zhengzhou last week killed 12 people who were trapped in the subway. Shanghai Disneyland will be closed Sunday and Monday due to weather conditions, according to the official Xinhua news agency. Recall that China has built prisons and camps for 1 million Uyghurs. In secret Chinese prisons, the torture and grueling labor of Uyghur prisoners is practiced, and newborn babies are immediately taken away from their parents.
Alright, I'm gonna show one more.
A thunderstorm that rumbled in Macomb County on Saturday night caused significant damage in the center of the Armada, where a tornado may have swept through. The White Lake National Weather Service reporting station, located in northwest Auckland County, was unable to confirm this due to the nearby tornado landing that triggered the evacuation, but it turned out that the tornado may have landed in the village of Armada around 7:45 p.m. Saturday. On Saturday night, a storm damaged the front window of the Sheer Hair Saloon. Brandon Lewis, Macomb County's Director of Emergency Management, said he is working on confirming a 8:50 p.m. landing on Saturday. Meanwhile, Macomb County Executive Director Mark Hackett, who said he drove from his home to the Armada area to help clean up, reported significant damage at 8:15 p.m. as the sun came out from storm clouds that had just passed. There was a lot of damage and now it's just creeping, Hackett said. Much of southeastern Michigan, including Macomb County, was on duty Saturday afternoon and evening during a severe thunderstorm. The tornado warning that was issued for the county expired, dropped around 2020. ETE Energy's power outage map showed that more than 2,000 homes and businesses were left without electricity in the village of Armada and the surrounding township. The map showed that the bulk of the blackouts occurred from 32 miles to the Boardman roads and from DeLand to Romeo Plank. Elsewhere, nearly 3,000 power outages have been reported in Sterling Heights, in the 18-mile area from Mound Road to DeQuinder. And in Fraser, about 200 utility customers were left without electricity north of the 14-mile road between Utica and Garfield highways. According to the information on the maps, the shutdowns were caused by wind damage. There is no estimated time for restoration of services, about 2200 Saturday.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua HaRakakodash, the wildest apostles, great millstone, and salutations to the elect which you ought to be. Now, it's Brother Kawaya from GMS Chicago. Got a quick lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who better shame but looking like heathens, who spirit bear witness that they're a child of Heavenly Father. In the name of Heavenly Father, is Yahweh, who the world inly calls Jehovah God. In the name of Heavenly Son, is Yahweh Shai, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua, Yeshua, Yahweh. And as you can tell, you know what I'm saying, it's floods, it's tsunamis, it's severe lightning storms and stuff, where lightning bolts and stuff is touching the ground. You know, you got floods, mudslides, rock slides, avalanches. You know what I'm saying? Any weather condition, the typhoon. You know what I'm saying? There was other ones and stuff, probably from like other channels and stuff that showed how you had flash floods and stuff, and it was taking down buildings. Even with the typhoon and stuff, it shows how the winds was getting up so high and stuff that it was causing buildings to start collapsing, deteriorate, well, not deteriorate but fall apart. You see, and what it is that the Lord is visiting the earth. You know what I'm saying? And I believe I think it was in Jamaica a while back, how I think they had a tornado, and a tornado destroyed everything. Everything was in rubble. They didn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they was gonna have to more than likely take the debris, grind it up to small pieces and whatnot and stuff, or whatever it was. Well, whatever they would have done and stuff, just so they can restart. But everything was destroyed. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. And it says, he answered in Apocrypha. It says, and he answered me. Then it said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And that's what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's destroying this place. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 3, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, it said, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So all these different things and stuff, the Lord already forewarned us and stuff that this was going to happen and stuff, and that this was going to be a sign, that the end is here. You know what I'm saying? If you ever seen the movie, I think it's called Doomsday 2012, and then you had the movie actually 2012. When you had different hailstorms and stuff, where the hailstones was about like the same size as golf balls. Even the sandstorm. The one thing about a sandstorm, for what I know off the top of my head, is that invisibility is harsh. You know what I'm saying? You need to cover up your nose and your mouth and whatnot, because then you'll have sand entering in your lungs and whatnot. It's going to be hard to breathe and you could suffocate. You know what I'm saying? There's no visibility and whatnot, And then, what if? You know what I'm saying? The winds be high enough, or however way that tornadoes get created and stuff, and you got a sand tornado, man. You know what I'm saying? Now now you can't see, and at the same time, if you in the mist, you can't breathe, man. Tornadoes, twisters, earthquakes, and they've been happening simultaneously and stuff all across the world and stuff, and they've been severe. They haven't been just small tremors and stuff, and then next you know it goes away. You know, you have sinkholes, cars just falling into the ground. You know, the Lord is visiting this place and stuff. He's judging this world and whatnot and stuff, and He's also bringing judgment to the sinners. You know, and also to the heathens as well. You know what I'm saying? And when I say the sinners, I'm talking about you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who have appearance instead of a heathen. You see? So verse 5, it says, "For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest." And it says, "Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs." You see? And this is exactly what's going on. These are signs. Part of the signs is that well, first one of the few first signs and stuff is that you're gonna see the men of the Lord out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, on highways and byways, in season, out of season, all member weather, and we're gonna prophesy, which means to say before. You know, we're gonna prophesy, which means say before and stuff. All these different things that's gonna happen and stuff, because the Lord already said it. He already declared it. You know. So this, let's see, I want to get this. This is Psalms 91. Verse 5. It says, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day." It says, "Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday." And you know, you had recent beast of the field activity and stuff in Australia where the rodents came, you know, and then soon later and stuff the snakes came, you know, and the rodents came to go destroy the crops. You know what I'm saying? Being led away from their old habitation and whatnot and stuff, because it's going to be a scarcity of food when it comes down to them as well. You know what I'm saying? Start coming to the farms and brought in the snakes afterwards and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whether they venomous or pythons. And pythons are the ones that squeeze you to death. You know what I'm saying? You know? And this ain't no, and even when it comes down to the animals and stuff, they can go through scarcity of food as well. You know what I'm saying? Where they'll eat abnormals. You know what I'm saying? Right? And remember, the beast of the field is not afraid of a man like it once was. You know what I'm saying? Right? And that's pestilence. Right? It says, verse 7, with, you know, roaches, spiders, rodents, you know what I'm saying, mice, rats, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't say a bunny is a rodent and stuff, but a bunny, you know, if you get a lot of bunnies and stuff, you know, they will destroy your crops. You know what I'm saying? You got the locusts, you know what I'm saying, which is a lawful bug to eat. You know what I'm saying? And grasshoppers and stuff, and they destroying fields. You know what I'm saying? You know, because they eat rapidly. I mean, not rapidly. That's not the word, but they can eat more than a human. They can consume more than a human. You know what I'm saying? Within a day, right? It says nor for the verse 7. It says 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. All these different viruses, all these different sicknesses. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody worried about Rona 19. You know what I'm saying? You know, the concoction. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody people's immune systems are being weakened and stuff by the dust of the air, which was actually part of the curses. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 24. It says, and Yahweh shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust, and everybody sees that and stuff, because after it rains and everything dries up and stuff, if your car is outside and stuff, you see the raindrops dirty. You know what I'm saying? It says, from heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? But then also you have the fact that the chemtrails and stuff, you know what I'm saying, is part of this. You know what I'm saying? Because dirt doesn't dirt when evaporate and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's just the water, but whatever's in the atmosphere and stuff is causing this dust to come from the rain. You know what I'm saying? It's the chemtrails that they spray. You know what I'm saying? Which is highly deadly and stuff, man. And what it does is that it weakens your immune system and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got different microscopic metals and aluminums and then stuff. And when you breathe that in, it's supposed to attack your immune system. You know what I'm saying? So while you get all these different things and stuff that's trying to be that's beside the food and everything. When you have all these different things and stuff that's going on in the atmosphere and whatnot and stuff, it's killing you slowly and stuff. Something as small as the common cold and stuff, you know what I'm saying, depending on how detrimental and stuff it is, or how serious it is and stuff when it comes down to your health. You know what I'm saying? The common cold can come around and stuff, which you can take that away with some homemade chicken noodle and soup. You know what I'm saying? Chicken noodle soup, and it comes harshly and stuff onto your body. You also got pneumonia, tuberculosis, you know what I'm saying, all these different airborne diseases and infections and stuff that's out there, and viruses, and a lot of people are dying from it, but it's not going to touch the men of the Lord. It's not going to touch the elect, you know what I'm saying, men, women, and children, you know what I'm saying, who believe, but all those who don't believe and whatnot, this is their punishment, you know what I'm saying, because the Lord is going to forewarn you, you know what I'm saying, before the destruction comes, you know what I'm saying, so you can avoid punishment. But guess what? A lot of people are not going to listen, So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'm starting at verse 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. It says, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, beware your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? And when it comes down to the word sword, you already know that sword brings destruction and stuff, because there's no other use for it. You know what I'm saying? Even the different plagues and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You have wildfires, you know what I'm saying? All the different ones that I had mentioned earlier before, fires, where firefighters have no choice and stuff but to sit to the side and stuff. You see the little helicopter come, and it's like a bottle cap of water and stuff, and they put it on one area and stuff, and yet it's still burning through. The small gust of wind and the sun rays and stuff, you know what I'm saying, it's still just hitting other parts of the forest. People have to evacuate if the fire's coming in their direction and stuff, and you ain't gonna turn it back, you know what I'm saying, It says a fire set among you. It says, and who may quench it? It says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? It says, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? It says, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble, so like when it has begun to burn, and that's just the same way when it comes down to them dry forests and stuff that get set on fire. You know what I'm saying, on the western coast, man. It's there was even there was a time where a tornado had formed and whatnot and stuff, and it had caused the fire, and then you saw the tornado was red. You know what I'm saying? Because wind, wind, well, air exists fire. It's the life of it. You know what I'm saying? Oxygen, right? You know what I'm saying? So you just had fire that was twirling around and stuff with the tornado, so it was burning and destroying everything in its way. You know? You know? Uh, 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 it says, verse 7, it says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord, Yahweh Shai, sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath. It says, and who is he that may quench it? It says, he shall cast lightnings. It says, and who shall not fear? It says, he shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? It says, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to power at his presence? It says, the earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with waves from the deep. It says, and the waves of it are troubled. It says, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. And you got to think about it like this, man. I think the movie was called Fifth Wave, you know, where I forget what city it was and stuff, but the wave was like towering, you know what I'm saying, you know, hitting tall buildings and stuff halfway, you know, or 2/3 of the building and stuff was being devoured by water and stuff, and it was busting glass and pushing whoever was in the top floors and stuff out the window. You know what I'm saying? Moving cars. You know what I'm saying? You know how the wave it curved before it crashed. You know, you got boats and freight trains, and I mean not freight, the freight boats and whatnot and stuff that carry all the freights, and it's just turning sideways and stuff. And then even in the typhoon in one of the videos and stuff, it was knocking over trailers that was placed upon the ships, man. You know what I'm saying? And imagine if you late at work, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you're late at work, late for work, but late at work, you know what I'm saying? And maybe you can't really get nowhere and stuff, and you looking for shelter and stuff, and you got these heavy freights and stuff falling over like Lego blocks, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, when instead of just a regular noise and stuff, you know what I'm saying, it's detrimental. You know what I'm saying? If it fall on you, you're gonna be squished, you know, or be trapped in, you know. People going through earthquakes and whatnot, and the ground's opening up. You know what I'm saying? You know, people who live around volcanoes and whatnot and stuff. You know, if you know the poisonous volcanic gas and stuff is all in the atmosphere and stuff, and poisoning everything and stuff. You know, shooting out lava and big stones and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stones look all small and stuff. You know, from a distance and stuff, but as soon as they arch away and stuff and land where they need to land, they become bigger, and as they come faster and stuff towards the ground. You know, imagine you just sitting on the beach and stuff, trying to get some sun and stuff, and it's hard already, and then next you know you have no clue that you get some lava. You know, it might be underneath the headphones, whatever. You got some lava and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's splatting stuff all over your body and stuff. You're going to be trying to go into the water. But then if you go into the water, you got hot lava rocks and lava that probably made it to the water. You know what I'm saying? You know, and now the water is boiling. You know what I'm saying? You know, just, you know, hypothetically speaking, you know. It says, verse 13, it says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that's going into thermonuclear missiles, man. ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. You know what I'm saying? And now you got also hypersonic missiles. You know what I'm saying? You know, that made from China, you know, Russia and stuff, you know. And they be having their envoys and stuff where I think that's what they call them, stuff where they carry the missiles and they can bring them closer to the shore and stuff so they can shoot farther away. You know what I'm saying? And that's also going to be considered a plague. You know what I'm saying? Thermonuclear fire. you know. And these things are supposed to scare you, man. You know, it's supposed to get you in order. Because what it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You know, this stuff's supposed to scare you and stuff, man. Because if it don't, you know what I'm saying? Well, the scriptures do say that it's going to be some in Second Ezra the 7th chapter and stuff. It says that let me see if I can find it right quick. So like, bear with me. It's like, well, the scripture it goes into pretty much how all these different things, these different plagues are going to come upon the people and stuff, and they're still not going to consider it. Pretty much, they're not going to change. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the hard-headedness of our people and whatnot and stuff. And really, what it is that the Lord is smiting them with blindness and madness and astonished of the heart. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's like, oh, we usually just get this weather and stuff. There's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? You know, and really what the Lord is doing is that he visiting the earth and he messing stuff up. Because even when it come down to flash floods and stuff, a lot of stuff is ruined. You know what I'm saying? Say you got electronics in the basement and whatnot and stuff, you know, all that is gone because once the water gets in the system and it's not waterproof, then guess what? Or water resistant, and you don't catch it in time and stuff, guess what's going to happen? Everything's going to be destroyed. And you saw when it came down to those heavy rains, what was going on. They houses couldn't hold up, and I'm pretty sure those people had a roof, you know. And even down in New York, there was a time where the rains got real heavy and stuff. You know, you had those out there in the streets and stuff, and the water was coming up to their waist. You know, you had it was video that was done where people was trying to go downstairs into the subway. You know, oh, even in China and stuff, you had people that was on the train where the flood came in quickly. You know what I'm saying? And they in the subway in the train and stuff, and the water's up to their necks. You know what I'm saying? While they hold on to the little things and stuff that hang from the railing and stuff of the trains. You see? You know. And they just sitting there and stuff, you know, wet, you know. And then another thing is this too, you know what I'm saying? Let that would have been CTA in the United States, especially in certain areas. Let it would have been like that and stuff. That third world, if somebody would have been stuck in the basement and whatnot, you know, in the subway and stuff, and they was dealing with the third rail and whatnot and stuff, a lot of people would have been electrocuted, man. You know. And then another thing that you got to worry about and stuff is that water ain't gonna be warm. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna be cool. You know, and guess what's gonna happen? You can experience hypothermia depending on how long you're down there. And most of the trains, we know that they mostly on electronic grid. It's not, you know, electronic grid and whatnot and stuff, right? You ain't trying to no. With it being on the electronic grid and stuff, there's a good chance stuff you probably ain't gonna be able to get the doors open. You know what I'm saying? You know, now they do have manual functions. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be harder to push away in water than it would if it was just air. You see? So this is Zechariah 14 and 12. It says, and this shall be the plague whereof the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. That means 2/3 of Israel. That means the heathens. You know what I'm saying? It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You see? So pretty much the plague is going to be that thermonuclear fire, the second death. You know what I'm saying? You know, and if you don't want to be a part of it and stuff, then guess what? You need to get your act together. Because if you don't get your act together and stuff, you know what I'm saying, then guess what? You're going to be taking in these plagues, you know? You know? This is on Isaiah 66:15. It said, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So the Lord's second coming and stuff is going to be considered a plague as well. It's going to be a sword. It's going to be a destruction that's going to come. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is coming back to do business. You know what I'm saying? You know, because remember, there's no negotiation that's going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, where a kingdom's going to be taken over and stuff. This place is going to be destroyed. You know, and you're going to have, it's not just going to be the missiles, which the scripture says 200 million. You know, it's not just going to be the missiles. It's going to also be the chariots and stuff shooting laser beams and stuff, which is called the terrible crystal in Ezekiel 1:22. You know. So you know, the Lord's getting serious and stuff. You know, you got a lot of stuff that's being combined and stuff. You know, tornadoes and stuff binding with other elements like fire and stuff because of a lightning strike. You know, so things are getting real hectic out here and stuff, man. You know, and if you don't want to be a part of it and stuff, the best thing to do is to repent while you still can. You know. The scripture says in Romans 13, I'll close out with this. Romans 13:11, it says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. You know what I'm saying? And how we know that and stuff for all this destruction that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for the kingdom to come and stuff, all these bad things got to come first. You know what I'm saying? Which, is, and there's when it comes down to elect 144,000, which consists of 12,000 men, each of 12 tribes of Israel, the government body, and the rest of 1/3, which consists of men, women, and children who are Israelites, who believe no matter how they look, who repent and keep and convert and keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of their ability, repenting every day, mingle with faith, no matter how they look. You know what I'm saying? And not cherry picking what they want to repent on. These things don't happen though. Go back to the Psalms 91:7. They don't go through it. You know what I'm saying? You know, well, even if they go through it and stuff, they still okay. You know, I think it was brothers. I think it's in Tampa or something. You know, like if I don't get it correctly. But what was going on is that they was going through certain things and stuff, and you know they was conversating with brothers from Chicago and stuff, and probably other brothers, and brothers was praying for them and whatnot and stuff. And while everybody else was out of power and stuff, those brothers were the only ones with power. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like the plague that the Lord was bringing upon the earth didn't even touch them. You know what I'm saying? You know. Now they still aware of whatnot, and they was in prayer and whatnot. The thing is that it didn't mess with them. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else and stuff who didn't have that hedge of the Lord and stuff, they got jacked up. They was without power. You know what I'm saying? They was out without supplies and food and whatnot and stuff. You see? Right? So, just to put out there and stuff, you're going into that Psalms 91:7 and stuff. The Lord's going to make sure that we stay away from the trouble, or the trouble that he's bringing upon the earth and whatnot, to judge others. You know what I'm saying? Won't happen to the ones that's listening and taking heed. Right? So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 6. This second Ezra 7:1. It says, and when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And Esdras is just Ezra. You know what I'm saying, right? Like in the book of Ezra, the same person. Verse 2, it says, and he said unto me, up Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. It says, and I said, speak on my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. It says, who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? Right? And that sea is referring to the kingdom. Verse 6, it says, therefore, it says, there is also another thing, a city is built. It says, and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. It says, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. You know, and what happens if you fall in deep water? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna drown. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the water is raging and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because if you could just sit still and float to the top, you know what I'm saying, what trouble would you be in? Because it's saying that this is gonna be a troublesome, a dangerous place to fall, right? You know what I'm saying? And then if you fall into fire or lava and whatnot and stuff, you already know you're burning up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no swimming in that when you melting away, right? Verse 8, it says, and one only path, but between them both, even between the fire and the water, this is so small that there could but one man go there at once. It says, if this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And the danger is most definitely happening before the kingdom come. You know what I'm saying? You know, all these dangerous things got to come to pass and stuff. You know, just like it's the same way in your like what's it called, Avengers, the End Game and stuff. You know, they had to get to that high peak and stuff where they was going against Thanos' army, and then you had all the superheroes all across the world and different dimensions and stuff. They came to help and stuff, and it was all one big battle. You know what I'm saying? You know, they had to go through danger and stuff just so they could receive the peace that they was looking for. You see, right? And it's the same way. Jacob's trouble got to come, and then you hit all the areas it needs to hit and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The only ones that's going to get saved through it and stuff is going to be the elect. Now, the thing is that the elect are going to go through it too. We ain't just going to be sitting all cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the elect are going to be delivered, while 2/3 of Israel are not going to be delivered. You see? Men, women, and children. Right? Right, so these different things that people are going through, all these different different storms and whatnot and stuff, you know, all that stuff got to pass and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it's heat, when it's hot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You got to worry about drought. America's been dealing with drought for the longest. A lot of people can't even farm and whatnot and stuff because it's too hot and dry outside and stuff. You know, if it ain't no pestilence and stuff, and eating it up, which is also one of the plagues. You also have even when it's cold and stuff, because I think it was like 2019, 2018. Or 17, 16, one of those. And what was going on? You had the homeless that was out in the streets and stuff, and a lot of them froze to death because it was so cold. You know what I'm saying? You know? And electricity can go out and stuff because it's so cold. You know? Where it's no longer working. You know? And they show you that in 2012. You know what I'm saying? It got so cold, you saw the ice literally form real fast and stuff across the the marble floors when they was in that library and stuff. They had to burn books and everything stuff just to stay warm, and that still wasn't enough because you could still see the iciness of their breath, man. You see, you know. So all these signs and stuff that the Lord is visiting the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and when a sign comes and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's a warning sign. You know what I'm saying? Verse 9 again, it says, "If the city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?" And that also means, you know, the rise of the people, cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? This is Matthew 7 and 13. It says, "Enter ye at the straight gate," and that word "straight" means difficult. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's the same way as in the second Ezra and stuff. You know, it's a narrow path and whatnot and stuff where you got danger on the left side and on the right side and stuff. You know, right? It said, "For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat." So if you fall in the ways of this world and stuff, you know what I'm saying, it might seem easy and stuff, it might seem great and whatnot, but the end is destruction, right? It said, verse 14, it said, "Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it." You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be the elect who's going to be able to get through that narrow path. You know what I'm saying? You know, because a lot of our people and stuff, they don't want the straight and narrow stuff. They want to be in league with the heathen and stuff because they don't want to suffer. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you got these different ways and different avenues and whatnot and stuff into wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Which is going to lead to destruction. And these people that's dying and stuff, you know, people are getting caught up in these floods, flash floods. People are getting caught up in stuff where they're getting attacked and stuff by wild beasts. You know what I'm saying? Getting struck down by lightning. You know what I'm saying? Where like the rainfall was so massive and so destructive and stuff, it weakened the foundation of certain buildings and stuff and made it collapse. So you in your crib or you in this building and whatnot and stuff where it's not, the foundation's not super strong and stuff, and guess what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Just slowly collapsing stuff on you while you in the midst, you know? The scriptures also talk about how, you know what I'm saying, it should be wars and rumors and wars, you know what I'm saying, which is in this chapter. It's just destruction going everywhere and whatnot and stuff, right? And you see in most of the cartoons and the animes when it's apocalyptic and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, they got to go through all this trouble and stuff just so they can actually receive some peace. And it's the same way when it comes down to what's going on in the world, man. You know? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's high time to wake out of sleep. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you expect to get saved and stuff, you got to pray to the Lord that He gives you the spiritual eyes and the spiritual frontlets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? To do the things just correct. You know what I'm saying? In His sight, and to humble yourself in His sight and stuff, that you don't be part of these plagues. You know what I'm saying? You know, because the Lord's going to tell us what to do to avoid punishment and stuff. And you see what He's about when it comes down to punishment. You know, what else? People are having plague of the heart. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, it's a car crash every day. You know what I'm saying? You know, people are in fear. They don't think that the Lord's going to provide. You know what I'm saying? You know, People are getting, shooting, carjacking, you know what I'm saying, doing all manner of things and stuff. Some people are just doing it for fun because they like playing Grand Theft Auto and they get to see it in real life. Mass shootings, you know what I'm saying. People are just dying left and right and stuff from all these different natural causes, man. You know what I'm saying. And I think that like say if you do delivery jobs and stuff like UPS and FedEx and whatnot and stuff, what happens is that something can happen, like you'll have like a tree that falls and stuff, and there's no ways, and that's probably like the only path just so you can get to your destination. They'll call it an act of God. You know what I'm saying? Where you can save your ass and stuff just in case they try to get on you and say that, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, you just a slacker. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? These are acts of God, man. Trees falling over, getting struck down by lightning and stuff and falling over if they ain't if it ain't enough for it to get set on fire. You know what I'm saying? Houses and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the Lego movies. You know what I'm saying? If they want to rebuild something, all they got to do is just take the parts down and stuff, and that's exactly what's happening to these houses. Cars being swept away and stuff. Hey, it's get bad, and it's gonna get even worse, man. Because then you also got the plagues when it comes down to the people, man. And part of the plague of the heart is cannibalism, man. Scriptures talk about how in Deuteronomy 28 chapter that people are going to be praying to the Lord that they're going to see the next day, the next minute, the next second. You know what I'm saying? Because the sight that they've seen is going to be horrible. People are going to be eaten. You know what I'm saying? All those little zombie movies and whatnot and stuff, even though all these little zombie movies and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? All that is just a bunch of cannibals and stuff. And guess what? What else gonna be is also the other flood and stuff that represents the armies and stuff flooding the cities and stuff like it did in Bushwick. That's a plague. So if you don't want no part of them and stuff, the best thing to do and stuff is to get in line. You know what I'm saying? To get in line now. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Because all those who don't seek the Lord while he may be found and want to seek him on their own time, guess what? They're not going to make it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be stressed. They're going to be troubled. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be lost. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshua, Hawakakadash. Double honor to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to your elect which you hold to be. Shalom, wa ba ba ba, Kwam Yashirala.